welcome to another video from the team here at BlenderTech.com. If you enjoyed or learned something from the video, consider liking it and to subscribe for more Blender, Unity 3D, and programming videos. We try to add at least one quality video a day. And lastly, don't forget our motto, create your way. So in Tips and Tricks Volume 10, even though I really didn't want to upload the video because I really had no tips and tricks in it, I did mention the skin modifier and why it should be used more. I really didn't go into a lot of detail on it. I just showed you how to make a basic, really nothing out of a basic stick figure. I wanted to show you in just slightly more detail how to use the skin modifier to make a base mesh for, say, something like a character. So I just want to bring up a quick few points, as always. The importance of reference images. If you're not a developed sculptor, if you don't know the human anatomy very well, I'm just starting off in digital sculpting, so that's why I'm going to use reference images. And I'm not good enough with ZBrush depending on you're American or Canadian yet, so I'm going to be doing some practice in Blender, I decided. And then I want to show you how to scale verts so that it's not just a stick figure and we can actually get muscular anatomy in there. There's some technical word for that, I can't remember from my class, but anyways. And then adding a subsurf and deciding what settings to use to add a little bit of extra geometry for when we sculpt, and then going in and actually sculpting. Now I'm not going to be actually showing you a full sculpting tutorial. I think I'll probably leave it off at the subsurf level, but let's dive into Blender and let's make a base mesh for something to start sculpting off of. So yeah, this is just practice for me because like I said, I'm enrolled in my digital sculpting class. I need some more practice, and even though we are using ZBrush, I want to do it in Blender A so that I get a tutorial out for you guys. Just some more info out there for you guys on my channel, and just because I'm more comfortable in Blender, so I think it'll be good practice for me to practice using my my graphics tablet, because I'm not 100% comfortable with it yet. I've only had it a couple days, obviously. So anyways, I've got two background images set up, just a front and a side view of typical male, and I like these images because they're a sketch, but they're fairly realistic. They show good muscle and bone structure, and they're also proportioned. You can see we have the proportions of the body lines here, and so that's an easy way to line the images up, and it also shows the different proportions of body parts. For example, we can see that the head is 1/7, roughly 1/8 of the entire body, and you could say something like the torso is 1, 2, 3, 3/8 of the body. And so it's good to have a reference like that, and then in any intro to drawing book they're going to show you things like that. So yeah, I've got these blueprints lined up. If you want the .blend, I'm going to upload it to my server, and I'll try to remember to link to it in the video. These blueprints are available on the-blueprints.info. This is male 6 under human anatomy. I don't know if I can release it or not with the blueprints, because you have to actually register on the website to download the blueprints, even though they're free. As you can see, I'm logged in here, so yeah, you have to register to download them. Anyways, so yeah, I'm going to show you how to make a base mesh using the skin modifier, and how to scale vertices. You might say, scale verts? How do you do that? That makes no sense at all. You can't scale a vert. That's just a single point in space. Well, when it comes to skin modifier, you can scale verts. And using Z spheres and ZBrush, it makes a lot more sense, but it also works very similar in Blender. So I've just made sure my proportions are the same. The top of the head here lines up in both views. The hand lines up in both views, more or less, and the feet line up in both views, more or less. It's close enough, since this is just going to be a base mesh. Now, I wanted to just do a bust, just a head, but there really wasn't a lot out there, and I didn't want to Google too much, and I wanted to show how you could create a full human base mesh. Now, I like the way the hand is out this way. I feel that this is in a little bit too closely. It would be fun to learn to sculpt in all these details here, but I think starting with a hand with a palm open like this will be a little bit easier to learn with. So I am going to actually I'm going to mirror it down the x-axis. So I'm just going to line this image up really quickly. So the front, I'm going to move over until it's roughly down the center. We'll use his nose and pelvis and knees and toes, head, shoulders, knees, and toes as the reference for going over, I guess, to be the Z, but we'll be mirroring it over that axis, and then we'll see how it ends up in this view, because basically we don't have a top view to go off of. I mean, I can stick my cursor right in the middle, but I really have no idea if that's in the middle of the body or not. I mean, we can guess and say that, yeah, somewhere in there is probably about the middle of the body mass, but I really have no idea. So I'm just gonna leave it somewhere around stock. Anyways, let's get started. So I'm gonna start in the front view, and we're gonna start with basically a stick figure. So I'm just gonna add a mesh plane. This is the easiest way to get a single vert. I'm gonna go F6 and align to view. And then I'm gonna tab into edit mode, and I'm gonna merge. Oh, I should turn on screencast keys, I guess. That might help. Some people like those, so I'm gonna merge all the vertices at center. And so we now have a single vert to play with. This is gonna be our root vertice, and most people usually put it on the head. So yeah, I'm gonna start with it at the head. That seems like a good place to. Yeah. No, you know what? I'll keep it right in the center of the chest here. That is, you know what? I'll even bring it down a little bit, maybe somewhere in the middle abdomen. That way we can kind of sculpt out the breast muscles there, the pectorals or whatever they're called. I don't know human anatomy at all. So basically from here, all we want to do is just extrude a basic stick figure to start off with. So I'm going to come down to the hips. Actually, I should add a mirror modifier first, so I'm not doing my work over again. Make sure my axes are set up right. So I got a mirror modifier, X direction. That means if I go this way, it should. Let me add my skin. Let's see which order these need to go in. Yeah. Okay. So it doesn't. I don't think it matters. Mirror. Ooh, it does. Okay. Skin first, then mirror. It's hard to say. I'm thinking probably this. Probably the mirror, then the skin, but we'll find out when we get there. So yeah, I'm gonna do that. Bring this back over a little bit, and then I'm just gonna roughly sculpt out these legs. Not sculpt out, but draw out, trace out, whatever you want to call it. And I'm gonna leave vertices at key points. So the knee here, I'm gonna leave a vertice there. These muscles in here, I'm gonna leave some vertices in here. In fact, I'm gonna double tap G to slide this up a little bit. You can see we have a muscle in here for the thigh and a muscle in here in the lower thigh. So you want to line it up really with the anatomy. So we got the shin muscles starting here. I'm going to throw another one in there. And then I'm going to have an ankle, and the feet will just leave something like that because we'll have to go in the other direction. So I will leave it completely in the Z direction, just like that. And then let's continue our stick figure. As you can see, it's just making a basic box right now, but that's nothing to worry about for now. Yeah, that's looking pretty straight down the image. For now, we will be playing with that. I don't want a totally upright figure, so I'm gonna extend this again. Now you can see that dotted one. That means it's the root vertice. Let me turn on clipping so I can't go over the edge. So yeah, that's the root. And we wanted to leave the root there, so all we have to do is, with our skin modifier, is hit mark root. And then that will now be our root vertice. If you see I grab it, that's our root vertice. I'm getting some weird artifacting here. Maybe I have to delete these verts. Okay, whoa, what's going on? Maybe it has to do with the mirror modifier. Maybe the skin does have to come first. Let's dissolve that. Dissolve vert. Dissolve vert. Alright. So yeah, I want my root right in there somewhere. So that is gonna be marked as my root. Okay, perfect. Now we should be going good. Clippings on. Okay, perfect. Yeah, so this is gonna be extruded up to his neck now. We'll go around the collarbone, his neck, down to the chin area, to the nose, forehead, and finally the top of the head. Now from the shoulder collarbone area here, I think I'm going to grab from this one and I'm going to extrude straight across. Ooh, I think clipping might give me an issue. Yes, it will. Let's undo all those extrusions. Alright, right there. Let's turn clipping off for a minute. I'm just going to extrude across there, straight across. Turn clipping back on. And we're just going to get this rough shape in here to the shoulder. We're going to go down the bicep muscles. Looks like it's somewhere in here. Then we got the inner elbow, I guess, if you will. And then we have the forearm. I guess this muscle would be more down here. I'm going to double tap G to move that. And then we have the wrist finally, and the palm, and all the fingers. And we could make a thumb, but I don't know. Oops. I don't think that'll really play too much for me. Yeah, I don't know, maybe after we can. But for now, I'm just going to delete that vertex. I just want the basic shape. I'm not going to get into too much detail. So we have that basic stick figure sketched out. That's a lot of S's. And you can smooth the branches, but that really doesn't do a lot if you look at it. We don't need any branch smoothing. This is just a base mesh. So I'm going to leave it like that. The mirror is good. I'm going to go to side view. And nothing's really lined up. But I'm not going to worry about that yet. First, I'm gonna continue working on the front view. Essentially, you could do this all from the front view if you know the human anatomy well. But now all we need to do is start scaling our vertices up. And if you've used ZBrush before, you know how Z spheres work, and this is essentially what they do. So to scale a vertice with the skin modifier enabled, all you do is you press Control A, as if you were gonna apply a scale or a rotation or something in object mode, and you can then scale them up or down. You can scale them in the X, in the Y, in the Z, or in all of them, obviously. First I'm going to add a subsurface so we have a bit more geometry. So I'm going to add a subdivision surface. I don't know where this has to come in the order of the stack. I'm just going to add level 1 for now. Now if we shift A or control A, I'm still not used to this. We can see that we get a lot more detail. So basically we just want to trace out the muscles. So yeah, I'm just basically going to follow the drawing, and I'm going to go into wireframe so I can see a bit better. So I am gonna just start somewhere and just start control-ing the verts to try to get this shape down and move them where I need to, and then eventually we'll go back to side view and we'll move the verts. Like for example, this is the arm, so I would move it back, and then I would rescale it up with Control A. Still not used to it. Control A, so that we get the full size of the actual arm muscle, for example. And just continue doing that until we have our entire base mesh. So maybe I will do that. You can obviously see the process at work here. And then when I'm done that, sensitive, gotta hold down shift here for a little extra control. Once I'm done that, I will come back to you with a full base mesh, essentially. Or maybe I'll just record it and time lapse it actually. Then you can see all my newbiness due to the fact that I am brand new at digital sculpting. So due to the fact that I was scaling the vertices in all directions, obviously it's misproportioned, and I think the legs look a little feminine to me, feminine to me. But that could be my stack. That could be just the fact that I'm not a pro at this. It could be because I don't know anatomy properly. But either way, you can see that very quickly I now have a base mesh for this character, and we can go into side view now, and we could it's pretty close, but some things need some adjusting obviously, so we'll go back into wireframe. We could even turn off our subdivision just to get the base vertices where they need to be. This time I'll only be going in the Y direction, so Control A Y to get the shapes I want. Obviously you can put a lot more detail into this, like you could have the chin here set up properly, but again, I really don't know what I'm doing completely, so And then obviously with enough work, you wouldn't have such a monster looking thing, essentially, if you know what I mean. So yeah, that's really all there is to it. Um, I don't have a lot else, so there is my creepy crawly man I created in an hour. So yeah, that's just how you use the skin modifier to make a base mesh. So I hope you learned something. Thanks for watching from the team here at BlenderTech.com. If you enjoyed this video and learned something, please like it and don't forget to subscribe for more Blender, Unity 3D, and programming videos. We're now on Twitter at twitter.com/blender_tech. That's at blender_tech, and Facebook at facebook.com/blendertech page, all one word. We also now offer hard copies of our videos, so if you'd like a copy download on your computer to watch later and you don't have a YouTube downloader, just let us know and we'll upload it to our server for you. If you dislike this video for some reason, don't just hit the dislike button and leave. Instead, leave a comment or email the team at info@blendertech.com about what you did not like. We also take requests for tutorials, so let us know what you want or want more of. See you next time. Remember, create your way.